Tristin found it hard to leave everything behind, to move to the greenhouse. Somehow, he found it exciting, imagining his new school, his new town, and the friends he might make. Still, Tristan's heart hung heavy. He left behind everyone he knew, but felt like every memory he had ever made was in that town. Suddenly, a flashback of him learning how to ride bike in the driveway, followed by another when he was around 3 or 4. Mom was trying to explain to him what the moon was one night when he couldn't sleep. Tristan's eyes began to water, but he refused to cry though. He didn't want to upset his parents. His dad said, "We're here, champ." Tristin snapped out of it. Getting out of the car and standing in front of the greenhouse for the first time, an unsettling feeling came over him. The house looked smaller in person. It looked older than in the pictures on the List a House Buy a House app. Even the green seemed more depressing. It was darker and less appealing. Maybe the house was bigger on the inside? Nope. Now looking over the house with the app open on his phone, Tristin could see how they used angles to make everything look bigger. Of course, his parents came and looked at the house in person, which was nice. He figured he just needed time to settle in. The family had spent the rest of the day moving furniture and unpacking. Tristin thought his room looked like his room, but it didn't feel the same. Tristin flopped down on his bed, exhausted, mentally, emotionally, and physically. His mom peeked in the door. "You okay, bud?" "Yes, Mother." "Mother? That sounds weird. Don't call me that." "As you wish, Mother." "Okay, goofball. We're gonna hit the hay. We've got an early start tomorrow." "I love you, Mom." "I love you too, honey. Good night." "Good night, Mom." He had a restless night lying awake with his thoughts. He had seen it right when he started to drift off to sleep. What was it, he thought? A man. "There's a man in the corner of the room." Tristin jolted to his feet. "What the Where am I?" he said out loud. "Am I dreaming?" he thought. Everything is so realistic. It looked to be a post-apocalyptic wasteland, but in black and white. Upon closer inspection, Tristin realized no, not in black and white. Everything is covered in dust or ash. The wind suddenly hit Tristin in the face. It was freezing and smelled of rotten decay. The sky began to clear. Tristin was on a bridge in a small town, overlooking a bigger city. The sky was a weird mix of red, purple, and green. He had no idea if the sun was setting or rising. In his mind, Tristin already knew he wasn't dreaming. After all, when do you smell things in your dreams, see things vividly, and have cold air? No, this was nothing like a dream he had experienced before. On the other hand, there was no other reasonable explanation. He had to be dreaming. Had I woken up to the world's end? Am I dead? Is this hell? Tristin was imperfect, but the worst thing he had ever done? Getting into a fist fight with Dax Johnson in the 8th grade. Everybody knew Dax deserved it. He had been picking on Tristin since the 5th grade. Dax hit his growth spurt early, and Tristin was an easy target. Nobody expected Tristin to hit his growth spurt over summer vacation, but when he did, Dax was small compared to Tristin. Tristin just ignored Dax, and Dax did the same. One day Tristin saw Dax picking on a 7th grader, and well, long story short, everybody learned that day Tristin was a force to be reckoned with. Tristin snapped back. I gotta be dreaming, he thought. Alright, focus. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up! He screamed. He tried hitting himself, pinching himself. Nothing. Nothing? Nothing? Tristin was infuriated now. What the hell was this? How is this? Where is this? Tristan's thoughts raced. The man in the corner of my room. Did he have something to do with this? Tristin stood on the edge of the bridge. The riverbed lay dry below. Tristin thought, if I jump, I ought to wake up, right? Right? Just as Tristin mustered the courage to jump, a beastly voice came from behind.
I wouldn't do that.
What? Silence. Okay, I've gone crazy, that's it. Complete batshit. Tristin, believing that he was hearing voices now, ready to jump again. Out came this beastly snarl.
Your funeral, kid.
Tristin now knew he heard a voice. Who's there?
You don't deserve to know my name,
Tristin thought to himself. What the actual fuck is that supposed to mean? Tristin said. Okay. What do I call you then? More silence. Look, I don't want to talk to you either. I just want to know where I am, or what this place is. How did I get here? Or why do you care if I jump?
I don't care if you jump. Go along, little one. Jump.
Tristin, now more confused than angry, began to look around to try and pinpoint where the voice was coming from. Then why would you try to stop me? More silence. What happens if I jump? Will I die? At least tell me that much.
Yes.
How about asshole? Yes, I'm gonna call you Just then, Tristan's mouth disappeared. Completely disappeared. He couldn't speak. Everything went completely dark. He couldn't see. But he could sense that there was something or someone directly in front of him. He felt like he was suspended in space. You could now feel Beastly's voice rumbling across the land.
I wouldn't do that.
Tristin could pick up from how the sound echoed that he was still on the bridge.
Compared to you, I am a god.
Tristin hit the bridge's asphalt hard, knocking the wind out of him. Gasping for breath, he now realized his mouth was back. Cold and terrified, Tristin ran to the closest building. Once inside, he realized that it was a house. He immediately began scanning the room for anything or anyone. I need to hide, he thought. Tristin dashed for the nearest door and flung it open. It was a closet. No. I need a weapon. I need to put some space between me and whatever the hell that thing is. Thinking quickly, Tristin grabbed an old tattered coat from the closet and put it on. He ran outside and began running as fast as he could away from the bridge. A few blocks away and after a left turn, Tristin was out of breath. His lungs burned. He stopped and sat within an entry archway of an old brick building. With his back against the door, he needed to recoup his energy. Something flew fast over the building. It screeched as it went by. Tristin began pulling himself to his feet and then froze. Sitting silent. That wasn't Beastly. No, this was something entirely new. A whisper came from behind the door. Don't move. It flew by again. Just as it completed its pass, the door opened and a hand pulled him inside. This was an original story written and narrated by me. I'm not very good at it yet, but I did work really hard on this. If you want to, subscribe. I might come out with a second part or even rework this part. Thank you for listening.